Howdy, and welcome to Book for the Week, a bi-weekly book talk featuring Kent Free Library staff. I'm Chris, and I've recently watched a video on the myths and truths of the Wild West. And something that stood out to me is that the Wild West was a lot more diverse than Hollywood has represented it to be. So I've sought out books that feature diversity in race, gender, and sexuality set in the Wild West. These are not your grandfather's westerns. Let's get started! Of the three books I'll be sharing with you today, the first two are considered gothic westerns. Characteristics of the genre are an anti-hero who must confront her past in order to subvert the status quo and bring about a better future. The first book I want to mention is Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roundhouse. This book is set in a future America in which global warming has wrecked the land. However, the Navajo Nation's connection to the land allows them to succeed in this world. In fact, magic has been let loose, and they have clan powers to attack and fight back against the monsters. The main character in this is a monster hunter who has to confront kind of like the dark sides of herself and her past, and gets help with a fun cast of characters. This book does end on a cliffhanger. It does have a wild narrative. It is such a fun ride. The second book I want to mention is Wake of Vultures by Layla Bowen. In this novel, a 14-year-old girl who is part black, part Comanche dresses up as a boy in order to get by in this Wild West. This is a travel narrative, both physically and mentally. As she leaves her tiny homestead to travel across the vast West, she realizes that there's more to the world than she thought, including the monsters that she has to kill. This novel has a great appeal to young adults, despite its shelving in the adult section. Another thing that the video had mentioned that I thought was intriguing was that 1/4 of cowboys were black in the Wild West. So, of course, I had to find a black cowboy in literature, and I wanted it to be a romance. Brenda Jackson and Beverly Jenkins have written cowboy romances, but I have selected a new novelist to the scene, Rebecca Weatherspoon. The novel is A Cowboy to Remember. In it, Evie is an up-and-coming chef who, at a Christmas party, falls down some steps and gets amnesia. Her Manhattan apartment is not a good place to recover, so she goes to the ranch owned by childhood friends and her former crush. The amnesia is handled really well and is not a contrived plot device. It is a second chance romance, friends to lover situation, but the author does not use the amnesia as a way to kind of right a past wrong, which I really appreciated. And this book surprisingly is a holiday romance. These westerns are the start of a trend that I'm extremely excited for to see new books being published next year. Let me know what you think in the comments below, follow us on social media, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.